Hey, this is Garvin from the FTWpodcast.com, and I'm here with Joe and Rob as we discuss why the taped programming format is bad when it comes to keeping things under wraps and a time when Twitter and Facebook break news even before the dirt sheets and the blogs can. As well as how can companies like TNA and WWE keep running taped shows when spoilers affect fans' motivations to watch said events.
Well, I think the problem is that they actually need to do more live shows. I mean, they've done live SmackDowns before. I mean, granted, they've aired them on Tuesdays, or maybe they've actually scheduled them on a Friday. It's a horrible night. I'm sorry. Fridays are a horrible night for any programming. See if you can get the networks to move the shows over to, like, Wednesday or Thursday and do them live. I know it sucks for your talent because they're usually on the road Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and they got Thursday and Wednesday and Thursday is usually, like, their days off. But one big push is to go live. I mean, your product is always shown in front of the fans live. Why do you really need to edit half your company in terms of WWE or have editing control over every little match in TNA?
Yeah, well, at least for Sin Cara.
Well, that's because sometimes he can't jump as high, but he's been doing good. So
I don't know. I agree with Joe here, and this is a big problem for TNA. I mean, taking a look at TNA specifically, there are two big surprises coming up for this week's Impact have been spoiled. We know who the network rep is. We know who Angle's mistress is. They're bringing China back for that. So
Matt Hardy's partner.
Yeah. So right out there, so right out the door, you know that there's the two big surprises that they've been building up for are gone, are out the door. And Joe's got the answer to it. Do live shows. TNA has tried live shows before, and like he says, you're recording in front of a live audience, so what's the point of taping and then showing it a couple of days later? Give the TNA talent a couple extra days off, march them out there on Thursday in front of a live audience, do the show live, and bam, you're all ready to go. What is TNA afraid of? That Taz might, I don't know, do a horrible job of announcing? TV isn't helping him in that.
No, but if you look
it's not helping TNA either.
No, but I mean, even if you did an hour tape delay, that's enough. I mean, it's enough time. I mean, the fans that are going to want to find out about, like, what happened, they're going to find out. I mean, they're going to be, like, seriously, just take the time and watch the fucking show. At that point. If it's a few days, yeah. I mean, granted, I read spoilers. I try to do as many of our FTW recap shows early as possible so they can just go out and be live and there's no delay. And I can't do that with things like Raw.
Right.
Well, so does it kind of hurt my creative workflow there? Yeah, maybe a little bit, but I'd rather have every show be live. That way it's like, holy crap, I don't want to miss Impact. Holy crap, I don't want to miss SmackDown. Holy crap, I don't want to miss Superstars because that's the only place you can find Zack Ryder. It's...
No, he was on Raw.
Oh yeah, he's fist pumping with John Cena.
Well, hey,
right.
I think the only issue with TNA is that they are pushing themselves as wrestler friendly, and that's why they are bringing in some of the older talent because their schedule is so lax. They're taping 2 shows at a time, and then they can take 2 weeks off, and their talent can get rest. If they start doing live shows, then that takes that advantage away from them.
Not really,
that's
because I don't think so, Garvin. Not as much as you would think on the surface, because this is not the WWE. This is not the WWE where you're working like 5 days a week, traveling all over the country, and expected to do hundreds of shows a year. This is TNA where you've got 1 show a week. It's always in the same location. Your talent, most of the talent that TNA has either lives in Orlando or fairly close to it. I don't see it being as big a problem for TNA. TNA could easily work it if they wanted to do live, even with their older talent like Sting and Tommy Dreamer and the other and the other older wrestlers that they've got. It doesn't hurt them a lot. I mean, you're not traveling on the road. It's not like, okay, well, this week we're in Orlando, next week we're in Chicago. You know, you don't have your wrestlers going all over the country. They can get to the show much easier.
Right, and I think we should also note that this isn't just, you know, an issue with wrestling, you know, programming. You know, when I was watching Extreme Rules, one of the stories broke before the news picked up and before, you know, the announcement that the president was going to make an announcement was that Bin Laden killed. I mean, that was like an hour before everyone else picked it up. So, you know, I think it's, you know, it goes beyond just wrestling or taped programming. I think it's more or less going to affect everything moving forward.
Oh yeah, totally.
So, but
but I mean, what I think the wrestling companies need to do, one, to keep people wanting to watch their product to see what happens, they're going to have to go to a live show, and they're going to have to do more embracing of social media. You know, that's something that WWE's jumped on hardcore.
Either that, or if you're going to stick with the taped show format, you've got to get tougher on that stuff. You've got to set an example, and any person with the company, whether they're a wrestler or backstage talent, whoever they are, anybody who leaks that has to be, you know, you have to fire them or something. That's the only way you can keep the taped show, and I don't think any of the companies are willing to take that drastic measures that drastic just so that their taped shows aren't spoiled.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you're going to have fans who are going to, you know, if you got one dude who's a big TNA fan in Orlando, he's going to go to every show. He's going to submit it to a site, and it's going to spread like wildfire.
Yeah,
that's the problem with tape shows, is the fans are still going to disseminate the information.
Well, you've heard our opinions. Now we want to hear from you. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/FTW Podcast. We're also on Twitter at FTW Podcast. And of course, our official website, the FTWpodcast.com. We'll see you next time.